very wrong and beyond the gates right now. And the scariest part, I'm not sure we're supposed to trust the person the story keeps asking us to empathize with. Let me talk about the events of the coming week, May 4th to 8th, the week that changes everything. This upcoming week might look delayed on paper because of a football broadcast shuffle, but narratively, it's explosive. At the center of it all is Plasma King, or more precisely, Grayson. Grayson is standing at a crossroads, a real one. The kind that doesn't just change his life, it detonates everyone else's. He's hinting at a major decision, walking away from the plasma trafficking operation, possibly because of Ashley. But here's the question that immediately hit me. Is this redemption or strategy? Because while he's considering change, everything around him is spiraling. Jacob is warning him. Naomi reveals Ashley feels like she's being watched. Leah and Ren are threatening Grayson's life to keep him silent. And somehow, Grayson is the one showing Ashley a warning message. That detail, that's where things stop being emotional and start being calculated. A man in love or a man in control? Let's not sugarcoat this. Grayson is the most fascinating and dangerous character right now. On the surface, the narrative wants us to ask, is he changing because of love? But if you look closer, a darker question emerges. Is he manipulating everyone using love as a cover? Think about the logic chain here. Ashley says she's being followed. That information travels through Naomi to Jacob. Jacob then confronts Grayson, and suddenly, Grayson shows Ashley a warning message. Convenient, too convenient. So what are the possibilities? The threat is real. Grayson is trying to protect Ashley, but Grayson is part of it. The threat is fake, created by Grayson himself. And honestly, option 3 is terrifyingly plausible, because if Grayson did fabricate that warning, then everything shifts. It means he controls Ashley's fear. He controls what she believes. He controls how far she digs. That's not love. That's containment. The Leah and Ren factor pressure creates lies. Now add Leah and Ren into the mix. They're not just background antagonists. They're applying direct pressure on Grayson, even threatening his life to keep Ashley in the dark. So now we have a layered situation. Grayson is under threat. Ashley's asking questions. Jacob is getting suspicious. This creates a perfect storm where lying becomes logical. And that's where I think the show gets really smart, because if Grayson is lying to Ashley, it might not be purely malicious. It could be survival, but here's the twist. Survival lies still destroy trust. Even if his intentions are protective, the consequences are the same. Ashley is being manipulated, whether for love or for control. And the show doesn't let us comfortably choose one interpretation. The trap theory. Is Grayson playing everyone? Here's where things get really interesting. I think Grayson might be doing something bigger than we realize. Ashley and Naomi are close. Naomi shares information with Jacob. Jacob is already suspicious of Grayson. So what if Grayson is feeding Ashley controlled information knowing it will reach Jacob? That would mean he's not just reacting, he's orchestrating. And if that's true, then this isn't a love story anymore. It's a chess game, and Ashley, she might be the piece being sacrificed. The darkest possibility, and I hate that it makes sense. I can't shake this image. Ashley getting kidnapped, and somehow it traces back to Grayson. I don't want that to happen. But narratively, it fits, because it would validate Jacob's suspicions, break Naomi emotionally, expose the true scale of Plasma King, and finally force Grayson into a point of no return. If the show goes there, it changes everything. And honestly, it might be the most honest direction the story can take. Chelsea versus Leslie, power, identity, and refusal to back down. While the Grayson storyline is heavy and psychological, the Chelsea-Leslie confrontation hits differently. It's sharper, more verbal, more immediate. Leslie tries to provoke Chelsea, bringing up Madison's recent struggles, trying to destabilize her. But this time, Chelsea doesn't fold. She pushes back hard. And what I love here is the shift in dynamic. Before, Chelsea reacted. Now, she defines. She's not just defending herself, she's asserting control over her own narrative. And Leslie, for once, doesn't have the upper hand. Anita versus Leslie. Strength that doesn't need to shout. Then comes Anita. And this is powerful in a completely different way. After going through chemotherapy, Anita returns, not broken, but grounded. Calm, strong, unshaken. Leslie has never been able to defeat Anita, and this time won't be different. But what matters here isn't winning. It's what Anita represents: resilience without chaos, strength without manipulation. In a show full of schemes and emotional traps, Anita feels real. And her protection of Chelsea, that's not just plot, that's legacy. The political storm, Martin, Bill, and Vernon, now shift to the political side. Martin's Senate run is creating tension between Bill and Vernon, and it's not just about politics. It's about control. Joey enters the picture, offering help. Vernon rejects it. And that rejection is telling, because in this world, help is never free. So the real question becomes, what does Joey actually want? Joey and Randy, a mission with hidden consequences. Joey assigns Randy a task, and we can guess two possible directions. Something related to Martin's campaign, something connected to Lynette's disappearance. If it's the second, Randy is in trouble because everything suggests he won't succeed. And failure in Joey's world isn't just failure. It's punishment. But here's the deeper layer. Does Joey already know more than he's saying? Is he testing Randy or setting him up? Kat, Leah, and the Lynette mystery. Kat is digging into Lynette's past and turns to Leah for answers. And this is where things get psychologically interesting again. Because Leah doesn't strike me as someone who gives clarity. She gives fragments, enough to pull you deeper, not enough to let you out. So Kat might leave that conversation not informed but destabilized. And that's worse. Ted, Shanice, and the most human conflict of all. Amid all the crime, politics, and manipulation, there's Ted. And his situation might be the most relatable and frustrating. He's caught between his guilt, Leslie's influence, and Shanice's expectations. What stands out is this. His conflict with Shanice isn't about his ex, it's about Leslie. That says everything. Because Leslie doesn't just create chaos externally, she infects relationships. And Ted, he's already losing control. If he doesn't fix this soon, he won't just lose Shanice. He'll lose the chance at stability entirely. So what is this story really about? At first glance, Beyond the Gates looks like a story about crime, secrets, and power. But this week makes something clearer. It's about control. Who controls information? Who controls perception? Who controls other people? Grayson might think he's protecting Ashley. Leslie might think she's just provoking people. Joey might think he's orchestrating outcomes. But control always comes at a cost. And sooner or later, it breaks. Final thought. If there's one question I can't stop thinking about, it's this. What happens when the person you trust the most is the one writing the version of reality you believe in? Because if that's what Grayson is doing, then Ashley isn't just in danger. She's already trapped.